5%, gun crime up 130%, hate crimes are up 258%, extortions up 350%, and overdoses are tearing through our neighborhoods. In Brampton, a home invasion resulted in the death of a young Canadian. This is becoming the norm in Canada. Mr. Speaker, Canadians deserve a justice system that protects Canadians. It's time to put victims ahead of criminals, and let's put repeat violent offenders in jail, not bail. Mr. Speaker, Canadians expect safer streets and neighborhoods, not more liberal delays and excuses. It's time for action. It's time for change. I urge Prime Minister to put political games aside and protect Canadians from these everyday crimes.
L'honorable député de Belleuil-Chambly.
The honourable member for Belleuil-Chambly. Mr. Speaker, this is time rising this session, and I wish to thank from the bottom of my heart the loved ones. Without Guy Rocher, there wouldn't have been the incredible noble project to make Quebec a country. Thank you, Mr. Rocher. You lived over 100 years, but you will live on eternally in our minds.
The honourable member for Cumberland-Colchester. Cumberland-Colchester. The honourable member for Cumberland-Colchester.
My apologies, Mr. Speaker. My time was given to someone else.
Member for Lakeland.
Canadians still pay the price for the last anti-development Liberal decade. 6 months ago, to get elected, the Prime Minister promised to put shovels in the ground on big projects at, quote, unimaginable speeds. But what Canadians got was the same old Liberal bait and switch, photo ops and more bureaucracy because the PM is just another Liberal. They say 5 projects made their secret list so far, some already approved and some already being built. Not a single pipeline to create Canadian jobs with Canadian steel and pay for programs all Canadians want. Conservatives work to improve and pass Bill C5, but it's not enough to get back the $60 billion that left Canada due to Liberal red tape. C5 admits the Liberals' own laws block building. They must scrap the no new pipelines, never build anything anywhere Bill C69, the shipping ban, Bill C48, Canadian energy censorship, the Liberal oil and gas cap, and the federal industrial carbon tax so Canada can compete. Conservatives want to unleash natural resources to make a strong, united Canada, self-reliant, affordable.
The honourable member for Saint Laurent. The honourable member for Saint Laurent.
Mr. Speaker, on Saturday, I had the opportunity to participate in the Peace Walk in my constituency. This event is organized by the Federation for Universal Peace and other organizations in my riding of Saint Laurent to mark the International Day of Peace. It reminds us that peace begins right here at home.
On September 21st each year also reminds us of the millions affected by conflicts and wars worldwide, and that we cannot let values like empathy, compassion, and cooperation falter, at home or abroad. These are the values that make us Canadian. They are the reason we chose Canada to be our home. Dans un contexte où les incidents haineux et violents.
Hateful and violent incidents are on the rise in Canada. This is why we must build inclusive communities where each and every community member feels respected and safe. That is how we can build a strong Canada.
Our shared responsibility as Canadians and as global citizens to uphold peace every single day. Merci.
Hear, hear.
The honourable member for Leeds, Grenville, Thousand Islands, Rideau Lakes.
We all want Canada to succeed, and that's why we'll hold the Prime Minister accountable for his promises compared to the results. Do his words match his deeds? He promised the fastest growing economy in the G7, yet we've seen shrinking growth, high unemployment, rising food prices, and worsening debt. He promised he would double home building, but it's fallen, and he's adding more bureaucracy that hasn't built a single home. He promised after 10 years of Liberals driving up costs, crime, and chaos, he would be different. Sadly, whether it's unemployment, the cost of living, home building, tariffs, crime, or immigration, it's gotten worse. It's more broken Liberal promises from another Liberal Prime Minister. But Conservatives are here to help. We'll oppose the things that aren't good for Canadians, support the things that are, and propose solutions to the problems that Liberals have created.
The honourable member for Markham-Stouffville.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker, for allowing me to tell this House about a remarkable constituent of mine from Markham-Stouffville. In 2023, Adam Shah was just 9 years old when he came up with the idea of organising Adam's Ride to Recovery, a charity event to raise money for Markham-Stouffville Hospital. He encouraged his family members and friends at Wendat Village Public School to take part. Now, Adam is 11, and the Ride to Recovery has become an annual event. I was happy to be there this summer to see 150 participants on bikes and on foot. The ride is supported by the phenomenal people at the Markham-Stouffville Hospital Foundation, and each year the ride has raised more money than the year before, now totaling $3,185. Adam has shown an incredible example of leadership and commitment to community service at such a young age. Congratulations to Adam and the Ride to Recovery team. Keep up the amazing work.
The honourable member for Lethbridge.
Freedom of speech is the cornerstone of a free society. It means we will hear ideas that we disagree with and express views that may be offensive. This freedom can make us uncomfortable or even hurt, but silencing voices, whether for a moment or forever, is never the answer. We must protect a society where people can hold beliefs and share opinions without fear of losing their jobs, being censored, or worse. Charlie Kirk was an outspoken advocate for faith, family, and freedom. Many disagreed with him, some were offended. Tragically, on September 10th, he was assassinated in an attempt to silence his voice. But when has political violence ever been the solution? It destroys dialogue, it undermines democracy, and it breeds fear instead of understanding. True progress comes from persuasion, not intimidation. As we grapple with our personal response to this, may we be honorable in our actions. May we fiercely defend the right of our opponents to speak freely. And may we join our hearts with Charlie's family, his wife Erica, and his 2 young children. Rest in peace.
The honourable member for Ottawa-Vanier-Gloucester.
Mr. Speaker, I rise today to pay tribute to Ken Dryden, whose passing is a profound loss for Canada. I had the privilege of working with
si bien enseigné à le faire. Je ne parlerai pas de vous, René, non. Je vais m'adresser directement à vous. René, cher mentor, 10 ans à vos côtés, 43 à vous écouter, à apprécier votre vivacité d'esprit, votre singularité et la vaste étendue de votre culture. René, vous aviez la force de résister à la complaisance. L'objectivité, vous n'y avez jamais cru. Votre chemin était celui de l'honnêteté. René, vous êtes un grand communicateur. La capacité d'écoute est un talent et c'était assurément l'un des vôtres, couplé à votre curiosité. René, j'espère que là où vous êtes, c'est excessivement distrayant. Adieu, René.
Questions orales, oral questions. The Honourable Leader of the Opposition.
My mother taught me never to be late, so please forgive me for my late arrival to the session. I had some meetings with extremely important people in East Central Alberta, Mr. Speaker, after which I was honored to be elected by the great people of Battle River Crowfoot. I served in this House. I thank the great Damien Kirk who made it possible, and I thank the Prime Minister for calling a prompt by-election. I wonder if one day he might regret that decision. But in a spirit of good faith, I wonder if he agrees that our goal should be a Canada where hard work is rewarded, where food and homes are affordable, where streets are safe, where borders are solid, and where we're all united under a proud flag.
The Right Honourable Prime Minister.
Mr. Speaker, I'm sure I speak for all parliamentarians in welcoming the member for Battle River Crowfoot back to the House of Commons. He may notice a few things have changed since he was here last. The largest women's caucus in Canadian history. And a spirit of collaboration that was shown in the opening session, including in the passage of the Build Canada Act and the projet de loi du Bloc québécois en ce qui concerne la protection de la gestion de l'eau. Je suis absolument tout à fait d'accord avec les sentiments, les objectifs du chef de l'opposition pour notre grand.
I was deliberately flexible on time because it's a special day, but now we're going to respect the 35-second limit. The Honourable Leader of the Opposition.
Some things never change. Monsieur le Président, j'aimerais remercier mes commettants à Battle River Crowfoot, Monsieur Kirk et le Premier ministre d'avoir déclenché un partiel très rapidement. Je pense que parfois, il va regretter cette décision, mais je pense qu'on est tous d'accord avec la mission de rétablir un Canada où le travail acharné est récompensé avec des logements et de la nourriture abordable dans des rues sécuritaires avec des frontières solides unis sur notre fier drapeau. Est-ce que le Premier ministre en est d'accord?
The Right Honourable Prime Minister.
Monsieur le Président, je suis tout à fait d'accord avec les sentiments, les objectifs que le chef de l'opposition vient d'exprimer pour notre grand pays. Merci.
The Honourable Leader of the Opposition.
Mr. Speaker, the Prime Minister mentioned how much had changed, and it's true. I look around this place, and when I left, there was a Liberal Prime Minister who was making excuses about breaking promises, running massive deficits, costs, crime, chaos were all out of control. And whereas today, we have a Liberal Prime Minister breaking promises, making excuses, running massive deficits with costs, crime, and chaos out of control. Mr. Speaker, when will the Prime Minister match the grand promises with the real change Canadians need?
The Right Honourable Prime Minister.
Mr. Speaker, I understand the Minister, or the Minister, promotion. Come on over. I understand the Leader of the Opposition was busy. He missed the largest tax cut for 22 million Canadians. He missed the cut on the GST for new homes. He missed eliminating all federal barriers to trade. He missed, I hope I'll have another opportunity to finish a very long list of what the Leader of Opposition did.
The Honourable Leader of the Opposition.
Dans l'esprit non partisan, on va simplement insister que le Premier ministre adhère à ses propres promesses. Lui, qui a promis l'économie qui croît avec une croissance le plus vite dans le G7, maintenant, c'est l'économie en déclin le plus rapidement dans le G7. Lui, qui a promis que la nourriture allait coûter moins, ça coûte cher et l'inflation alimentaire est en train d'accélérer. Lui qui a promis un budget en octobre, le demi-parti passé l'année budgétaire, maintenant, c'est en novembre avec un déficit le double. Quand les premiers ministres vont...
The Right Honourable Prime Minister.
Mr. Speaker, this government has been absolutely focused on improving affordability for Canadians. That's why the largest tax cut, 22 million Canadians, every taxpayer in this country. That's why the cut to the GST. That's why the launch of Build Canada Homes, which will reduce the cost of home building in this country. That's why we back the CRTC to get broadband costs down for Canadians. We are building the strongest economy throughout the worst crisis in our history.
The Honourable Leader of the Opposition.
In the spirit of nonpartisanship, we are simply going to hold this Prime Minister to his own promises. He promised that he would spend less. He's already spending 8% more. He promised the budget would be in October. Now he says it will be in November, more than halfway through the fiscal year. He promised that his government would have a smaller deficit than Justin Trudeau. Instead, now we hear that it might even be double. So a trivia question. Can the Prime Minister tell us, has there ever been a Prime Minister who has successfully doubled the deficit without even introducing a budget?
The Right Honourable Prime Minister.
It's a trick question.
Mr. Speaker, this government is undertaking the biggest investment in protecting Canadians in the Canadian military. Doubling our investment in the Canadian military from last year when this member last sat in the House by the end of this decade. This government, there's more.
The Honourable Leader of the Opposition.
There's a lot more debt is what there is, Mr. Speaker. A lot more debt than we ever imagined would be possible. This is a Prime Minister who said we'd have the fastest growing economy in the G7. We have the fastest shrinking economy in the G7. He said grocery prices would go down. They're going up faster than ever before. He promised to create jobs. He has the second highest unemployment in the G7. He's really reminding us all of that sign at the bar, free beer tomorrow. But you come back the next day and the beer is still not free, and tomorrow never comes. Mr. Speaker, why is it that all of this Prime Minister's promises of yesterday turn into today's disappointments?
The Right Honourable Prime Minister.
Mr. Speaker, I think if we are going to build the strongest economy in the G7, and we will, we need to be clear. We need to be clear about the scale of the crisis we are in. We need to be clear about the scale of investment that we need. $60 billion in new projects announced last week. $200 billion in investment announced last week. $100 billion in housing investment announced just yesterday. That's the scale of what we need.
L'honorable député de Belleuil-Chambly.
Monsieur le Président, le Premier ministre a été élu sur des représentations qu'il allait sans aucun doute être le meilleur pour faire face à la crise tarifaire et faire face à la crise commerciale. Près de 4 mois ont passé et le Canada fait très mauvaise figure. Au mieux, on peut dire que ce n'est pas un succès et que ce n'est pas à la hauteur. Peut-il s'engager maintenant à faire de la fin des tarifs et de l'établissement d'un traité commercial avec les États-Unis sa véritable priorité?
Le très honorable Premier ministre.
Monsieur le Président, la situation actuelle est comme cela. Nous avons le meilleur accord avec les Américains à travers le monde. À ce moment-ci, c'est plus de 85%, merci. 85%, c'est énorme. Des exportations dans une situation de libre-échange par rapport aux États-Unis. Nous avons le tarif le plus bas du monde à ce moment actuel. Ça, c'est du succès.
L'honorable député de Belleuil-Chambly.
Je conteste d'emblée de telles affirmations qui ne survivent pas à une analyse économique. D'autres tribunes seront nécessaires compte tenu du format. Le Premier ministre a dit que la relation privilégiée et de confiance avec les États-Unis que nous avions connue n'existerait plus. Cette affirmation-là a été très mal reçue à Washington. Est-ce qu'il peut affirmer aujourd'hui qu'il est confiant de rétablir la relation privilégiée et de confiance entre le Canada et l'administration américaine rapidement comme passage obligé pour rétablir la relation commerciale?
Le très honorable Premier ministre.
Monsieur le Président, les relations canado-américaines sont bonnes. Oui, nous avons des difficultés, nous avons des défis, des désagréments. Et je suis fier que ce gouvernement stands up for Canada. Ouais. Ça, c'est vrai. Mais je parle régulièrement avec le président. Juste pendant le week-end dernier, en ce qui concerne la situation actuelle à l'Ukraine, à la Russie et la Chine.
Bravo. L'honorable député de Belleuil-Chambly.
Les rares présences du premier ministre à Washington, tant par l'appareil politique de l'administration que par les associations économiques qui souvent pensent pas mal comme nous, les absences du premier ministre ont été beaucoup remarquées à Washington. Quand est-ce qu'il y est allé pour la dernière fois et quand le premier ministre a-t-il l'intention de commencer à fréquenter sérieusement la capitale de notre principal partenaire et en fera-t-il sa priorité au lieu de fantasmes d'infrastructures qui n'existeront pas avant la fin du terme de M. Trump?
Bravo! Le très honorable premier ministre.
Monsieur le président des États-Unis, il est un homme moderne. Il a un cellulaire. Je parle régulièrement avec lui. On fait des textos avec lui. Mais ce qui est plus important à ce moment-ci pour le Canada, c'est de diversifier nos relations commerciales à l'international, avec l'Europe, en Asie, avec l'Afrique et l'Amérique du Sud. Merci, Monsieur le Président.
The honourable member for Foothills.
Same Liberal promises.